IVM.
Hey, it's been a great week on IVM Podcast. If you're not following us on social media, please make sure you are. We are IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This week on Keeping It Queer, Naveen talks to prominent author Devdutt Patnaik to explore queerness as depicted in Indian mythology. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus meets the film critic and writer Rajasthan, and the duo quickly descend into a whirlwind of movie references. On LBB, catch a fun event in Delhi happening soon and a contest lined up for you on the LBB I Found Awesome podcast. On Hustle Science, hosts Ranveer and Tejas talk to entrepreneur Pranav Marwa from Thinkubate about his journey. Also, if you missed last week, make sure you catch Sahil Qatar on their first episode. That was a great show. On Paisa Vaisa, if you missed last week's episode, we had a fun back-to-school special episode with a bunch of really smart 10-year-olds who asked Anupam questions about inflation, taxes, and more. Try and listen to as many of these shows as you can. And now, on to your show.
Hey, everybody. We're talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom on today's episode of the Geek Fruit Podcast. Today, I have with me Jishnu. Hi, Jishnu.
Hello.
And we have Janam also on the episode.
Hi.
And so we're going to be talking about this film, maybe a little bit about the themes of the film. It's kind of a bit of a disappointment, even though we had slightly lower expectations than we usually do for Jurassic Park film. It has a cast that, is pretty impressive. It was supposed to be the return of Jeff Goldblum to the franchise, but it's a bit of a letdown there. We'll tell you why in a bit. But it's also got returning cast members from the first Jurassic World film, which is Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, who's now not wearing heels anymore, and is joined by two young, plucky characters who I cannot name even after watching the film. That's what the movie is generally like, and we're going to tell you all about it in a short break.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IBM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Geek Fruit Podcast. Very interesting episode, I might add. Jishnu, who's here with me today. Hi, Jishnu.
Hello.
Also, on the God mic, Janam.
Hi.
Hi. So, we're going to be talking about Jurassic World, but this movie holds a very special and unique place in our hearts. Why, Jishnu? Can you guess why?
This was episode -1.
It was
the prequel.
It was -2 almost,
was
right?
It 2? Did we do?
We did 2 pilots before launching the Geek Fruit Podcast, I think.
I'm blacking out on the second one.
Even I am.
What? So what the hell? What? Are you sure?
I want to say yes. I think we did 2.
I vividly remember Jurassic World in my bedroom.
Right.
On the floor.
No, because we did one in my house as well.
What?
Yeah, we did 2 pilots.
Wait.
I
really?
remember. It was
on what?
Imagica. I want to say.
Wait, no. We have that episode out. The Imagica episode's like episode 6 or something.
No, fair enough. But
yeah.
I remember very distinctly sitting in my room and also setting up some mics to record some stuff. And we did.
I don't know if we did.
Yeah.
Did we?
It was 5 of us back then. It was an earlier time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
now only 3 of us remaining.
Anyway.
But Jurassic World was the first one that we ever did.
was the very first one.
Yeah, we went for the movie and then we all came back to your place and we recorded an episode, which we'll
it's
never
really,
see
we're
the light
at this point
of
where we keep
day.
referring to Force Awakens as the one that started it first, because that was the first episode that's released.
That was the right one, yeah.
Yeah. And it sounds a lot cooler than saying Jurassic World was the first episode that birthed Geek Fruit. So,
having said that, though, Jurassic World, the first film that came out, we just saw the sequel, Fallen Kingdom, is what we're going to be talking about in today's episode. But Jurassic World, when we came out, we were pretty okay with it. I thought it was a fairly
it was fine.
Okay film.
There was a welcome nostalgia.
Yes.
It was.
Was it the Force Awakens of the Jurassic Park sequel?
It wanted to be, but no.
Yeah, it was not.
I mean.
Yeah.
If by which you mean was it a resurrected, several decades old franchise, then yes, it was. But did it land as well? No, it did not.
Yeah.
But it worked well enough that it was, kind of just exciting enough to give us that sort of flame under our butts to get something like Geek Fruit started, because like I think 2015, that was when it happened.
Yeah.
2015, between Jurassic World and
Fallen Kingdom.
between Jurassic World 1, whatever it was called.
Jurassic World.
Just Jurassic World?
Yes.
Yeah. Jurassic World and Force Awakens. And I think, what was the other? There was a big Marvel movie, because there always is.
Civil War.
Civil War, right.
Yes.
Between those three, there was just so much like fanfare around sci-fi, fantasy, and like our stuff.
Right.
That I think it was really exciting to see this sort of resurrection, second life, where like where you realize that like, oh, the kids are now grown up and the kids are making their imaginary worlds from their bedrooms at age 6 come to reality, because those 6-year-olds are now 26 and 36 and 46 and they're making it happen.
Right.
Now, this is precursor to my entire take on the sequel, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah.
Let's mix it up, guys. Do we really need to do this?
Okay,
that's where I'm at.
Okay, so that's where you're at.
Yeah.
I will
I'm a
go
little
out
tired.
and say that I went in with like maybe -2 expectations. Like
Pretty
I had
much,
very,
yeah.
very low expectations,
Yeah.
and I thought it was fine. I thought the film was all right. Like both my flatmate and I, and Janam and a bunch of other IVM staffers also went for this film. And Janam, you hadn't seen the first one.
No.
Okay, and what did you think? Did you like it?
The second one?
Yeah?
Yeah. It was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah,
But
it was enjoyable.
I think we all have pretty much the same opinion, I want to say.
I think mine is going to be a little more negative.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna stay.
I was very underwhelmed.
Okay, cool. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay where I am. I thought the film. I was pretty sure that we were going to go back to the island and just do the exact same thing, which they kind of got rid of in the first half of the film. So I
Yeah.
thought everything else that came after that was interesting. It kind of is set in, the rest of it is set in this kind of very Cluedo mansion
Pretty much.
kind of thing, which has a bit of a lair, and there's some auctioning of dinosaurs. So that's basically the gist of the film. That's where
Yeah.
it's located around. So I thought if we take every Jurassic Park film, right, and just identify what happens in each, right?
Yes.
So the original Jurassic Park is the Jurassic Park film. That's the best one. The sequel, The Lost World, where they all come to LA and there's a T-Rex loose in LA. There is number 3, where they go back so that they can find a family's lost kid in Isla Nublar or Isla Sorna, I'm not sure. In Jurassic World, it's Jurassic Park again. And now, so they had to do something different. So they had to Last Jedi it, I want to say, which is do something absolutely different with the franchise that we haven't seen before. And I thought, while it isn't too brave in a few things, I thought like the ending and like a few ideas in it was very bold. Because it's
Bold is one word, yeah.
Because they essentially, and we're going to spoil this movie for everybody, but they destroy the park. It's done. Like Ilsa Sorna is done, or Nublar is done, because there's a volcano that erupts for the first time conveniently in many 20 years, and kind of destroys half the animals. Half of them are taken back to the mainland, where then they're unsuccessfully auctioned off to people, and then all hell breaks loose like a Jurassic Park film. And now where we stand is that these animals, these dinosaurs, are free. So, and it's cool. Like I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see a lot of Ian Malcolm.
I was very upset about this.
Yeah, because they told us that this is what we were going to get. we got a bookended kind of thing from Jeff Goldblum, who he basically
Pure
bookends the
nonsense.
thing for the film. It's just him kind of being Jeff Goldblum in the beginning of the film and the end of the film, and he just basically waxes and he just kind of talks about how the implications of bringing these animals back to life, etc. I thought the ending was kind of cool because these animals are loose now for the first time ever. And Jeff Goldblum says, now we actually live in a Jurassic World. And I thought that was nice. I thought that was cool. That was a nice, interesting way for the franchise to end.
Sure.
It should end here. This is where it should end. We don't need to see
Therein lies the problem.
a Walking Dead world where except it's dinosaurs. We don't need that.
So everything you've said is totally true. However, with one hell of a dollop of optimism to it.
Yes,
because
of course.
I can't disagree with the facts, but here's how I saw it. So if you break down the movies, as you said, like the first one is about the park. Let's meet the park. Oh, the park is messed up. Let's get the hell out.
Right.
Second movie is about, let's try and move the big ticket item from the park to a better spot. How about let's move it on our turf where we control the circumstances more so than the park.
Right.
So Lost World happens, and Lost World I think is a great sequel.
Yeah, it's
Jurassic
good.
World 3, Park 3 is I'll say
like
a travesty.
It's like
it was
it's
not,
a travesty. I will say this. It's like
nothing
almost like
good
a
came out of that.
spin-off.
Yeah, basically nothing good came out of that.
Yeah.
It was very much felt like an afterthought.
It's an anthology film.
Sure. Jurassic World, like you said, pretty much functions as part 1 all over again. Just the next generation doing it and equally messing it up.
Right.
And arguably messing it up even more so.
Yeah.
This one has a lot of tropes similar to Lost World. To begin with, it has
Bringing them back to
the mainland. It has the hunter.
Correct.
I want a male, buck only. The bald guy who
Pete
I love.
Postlethwaite in the original Lost World.
Yes,
yeah.
I love
Bless
that
his
man.
soul,
So
yeah.
I was kind of tickled to see that they brought that back in the form of another dude who didn't do it quite as well.
Didn't
But
do it
I
as
saw
well,
it. I was like,
yeah.
all right, fine. I see what you're doing. And then when they bring the guys back, when they bring the dinosaurs back, and then they have that very like comic booky DC villain meet hive mind auction thing happening. It was way too campy for this world as far as I was concerned.
It's true.
And I thought maybe they're setting this up to like really give us a solid plot twist, which again they did at the end.
It's cool.
They did.
Yeah, it was
they
nice.
totally give us one hell of a plot twist.
What
But
did you not
it
like
didn't-
about the way they did
It was
it?
just cheesy
It was cheesy.
and
It was.
campy. This felt like a Bollywood film. It felt like a Bollywood remake of this, a Bollywood continuation of the thing in all the bad ways. And the thing is, the only positive I could think of, like the minute the movie was done, I was like, okay, I can't do this. I need to like come to the table with something good. What did I like about this film? The one consistent thing about this movie, which is true about every film that he's been in, was that Chris Pratt
course.
really knows how to look like he believes what he's doing.
Correct.
Like at no point did I question his
motivations.
his motivation and partner, even though I thought like his being there was quite BS, much like how Sam Neill's being there was pretty BS in Jurassic World.
You can
Part
tell
3.
Sam Neill also doesn't want to be there in part
Yeah.
3. Literally, his
Yes,
character and
exactly.
him also.
Yeah, and so that's kind of like what this felt like. This felt like they paid Chris Pratt an ass ton of money, which I'm
Yeah.
sure they did. He's like, all right, cool, I'll do this for an ass ton of money, and I will give you a 10 on 10 performance, which he
Yeah,
does,
he
in
does
that
it.
he delivers the crappy lines that are given to him perfectly.
Yeah.
And he plays through on a terrible plot line, which I was not at all compelled by. But when you see him perform, I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. But
Yeah.
like little things like the fact that they tried to give Blue a proper character arc and dynamic
Yeah.
was very treacherous ground to walk on because
I liked
then,
it.
because then it undermines all the other dinosaurs. Because that got me thinking, okay,
All
so
the other
Blue-
dinosaurs are stupid.
Exactly. So the thing is, Blue is now made out to be sort of your Bumblebee to the Transformers. Blue is to now the Jurassic series, which originally you would have thought T-Rex is the guy, right?
Dude, T-Rex
Now,
is the bro, man.
because Blue is somebody you have to like. They literally said he's the mother or whatever. Like he needs a mother. Like things
Correct.
like empathy and like conditioning to who he trusts and whatnot will carry through to the next species or whatever the hell. Then look at T-Rex. If you're going to give this guy a character arc, what is T-Rex's character arc? So in the first movie, he's cool because he's just the biggest, baddest
He's the
fish.
villain, yeah.
He's the big fish, right?
Yeah, correct.
Second movie, he's playing
Big
the story
fish
of King Kong.
in a new pond.
He's literally
Yeah.
King Kong being taken away and put in
Correct.
chains, and so empathy for that guy because he's in chains. Part 3, I have no idea. Was he even in Part 3? I'm sure
Yeah,
he was.
of
I don't
course he
remember.
was, yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
the hell. Nobody talks about Part 3.
There were 2 or
But
3 of them in that.
But Jurassic World, he just shows up.
He's the kind of like
Casually.
the hero.
He's the hero. So he shows up, he gets in a fight, he's about to lose the fight, he gets back up from the sea dude,
Yeah.
and then he walks away into the sunset. Really cool. He gets to roar and end the movie with that.
Correct.
This movie, exact same thing. Like he shows up just in time to eat the one human who's the bad guy,
Yeah.
and then leaves. So he's just functioning as the Hulk. In
Yeah,
that, like,
he is the
bring him,
Hulk.
bring him when you need him, and then get rid of him. And then we'll conveniently bring him back just when we need him.
This is true.
And so it's just like the fact that they've now set it up that the animals are roaming free on human territory. Cool, you can have some fun with that. But now, how much should I care about which dinosaurs? Like is Blue like a genuine character now that like I need to properly invest in, or is he like
he's the Richard Parker of this film, bro? He's the Life of Pi tiger.
Okay, but then so he's now a living MacGuffin for this thing.
Yep.
He's sort of taken the place of a mosquito and Amber, in that like he is now the reason for this thing to continue. Like the
reason
mosquito
for
and
it
Amber
to-
was
correct, yeah,
was
but
what started this whole thing, and now he's what's continuing the thing because nobody cares about dinosaurs anymore. Like when Jurassic World Part 1 came out, there was ubiquity of dinosaur. No, the word
Nah.
dinosaur didn't impress,
Yeah.
and it continues to be so. So now all the people are impressed by is this further
Well, yeah,
intelligence.
I think
and
that's the cool thing about
making
it.
them your pet,
It's
literally.
It's now like Planet of the Apes, right? But I mean, saying Planet of the
Yeah.
Apes, the trilogy exists and it's far superior.
Yeah.
So we don't need those questions answered.
But
which
Planet of the
Apes has
Planet of the Apes, I
existed.
think, is really cool and special and like still holds because Planet of the Apes is about the apes functioning perfectly as a unit,
As an
that can
equivalent.
as an equivalent, exactly,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
can oppose the humans. But in this case, it's still about good guys and bad guys, and then the dinosaurs are caught in the middle.
Correct.
But now that you have Blue playing a perfectly sentient, or well, almost sentient, like no, they're all sentient. What's the word I'm looking for? Intelligent, right?
Intelligent life
intelligent,
form,
and
yeah.
like free thinking kind of thing that can figure stuff out and like has his own agenda.
Correct.
That's where it gets a little grey. Is he literally going to be like Caesar now?
That's cool.
Sort of like
I dig it.
Tries to train the further dinosaurs. Like that's
Well,
not.
he won't train shit.
I don't know, like-
all he'll do is I like the fact that Blue, for the first time. I mean, we've had human protagonists and villains all the time, and now we have a dinosaur protagonist, like who is literally a character,
Yeah.
who we can follow the arc of, as opposed to because they had to just give one a name and
Sure.
some empathy, and boom, we're in it.
Right, but I mean, I guess that's just not what I signed up for
Fair enough.
when with the franchise. So the franchise is totally changing, and I kind of get what they're doing. Yay, universe building, hooray! But
All right, cool.
That's not why I
On that
get
note, we will just take a short break. We'll come back and talk about the morality of this film and some of the higher, bigger themes in it.
Yeah. It's IVM here, let's go. We the IVM kids on the block over here. Just to talk, taking a break from producing all day. Coming on this podcast cause we got stuff to say. IVM Daily is the name of the show. Monday to Friday, we ready to go. Talking about stuff in our head. We might even talk about our favorite bread. Signing out, it's IVM here, the podcast network that's in your ear.
Catch IVM Daily Monday to Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Right, we're back. We're talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom.
That is-
Interesting title. Made no reference in the film. There's nobody says, "Oh my God, it's a."
what are
looking
we,
to
some
camera.
kind of Fallen Kingdom squad? Yeah.
So there was. I know you didn't like the movie. I didn't think it was great either. But there were a few things that we should talk about. Obviously, we've spoken about Blue. Maybe we should talk about what the morality of this film is, right? So Jeff Goldblum's character, right in the beginning, Ian Malcolm says that, hey, these dinosaurs didn't deserve to exist in the first place,
Yeah.
and now that nature's kind of taking corrective measures and trying to, make them extinct by itself, we should just let it, basically. That's what he says. He's like, let the volcano take out stuff that didn't belong to begin with. And the dinosaurs had their chance, da-da-da. But the rest of the film, all the heroes and stuff want to save the dinosaurs and they want to let them live free and things like that. And at the end, they are free. So do you think that this was I feel like this is the kind of the core of the film at some places. They didn't really get to expand on it because they still want to make Jurassic Park a family-friendly action adventure, which it has to include wisecracking character, small young person,
Yeah.
and two leads. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think... Let's ask you the question. Do you think dinosaurs should exist?
God damn it. What? Don't even.
Yeah.
Look,
What did you think about that? Like about that trying to be the central theme of the film? It is the theme of the film.
I thought the theme failed. I didn't think that worked as the central theme of the film. I thought it was broken concept because the thing is it was sort of rehashing what made the first film so great. Which is the morality of should we or shouldn't we, right? Like
Should we? No, well, this one is should we save them or protect them
which
from?
is a continuation of the argument, basically.
Fair
it's
enough.
Like basically, it's been so many years. We all know how it played out, and now the fact that they're back, or the fact that they've been around and we just didn't know about it until recently, we now have to deal with the consequences. And so it's just basically now doing damage control, right? That's what this is,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's nothing wrong with that, but the movie got carried away with going back to popcorn blockbuster, and
That's
so
true.
the movie starts off with like a perfectly good scene about a very real theme,
Yeah.
which should be addressed, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was just bookended like that,
Yeah.
I don't even know if that
He literally came in for one day for shoot.
totally. But answer me this: did that scene take place before or after the movie? I don't know.
Interesting.
I have no clue. So I don't know
I think it's before the film. I think it's before the events of the film because he's still referencing things that have not happened. He's talking about things that will happen potentially if we don't, safeguard some stuff. Like the dinosaurs escaping, and now living freely. It's not like something that he's spoken of. He's like, if that happens, then these are the consequences we have to think about.
So we'll go with that. So if that is the case, then that's fine. But the movie starts on a good note.
Yeah.
I was very optimistic because I heard a lot about this director being somebody that was trying to take it to a slightly...
Bayona?
Yeah, I don't even know how to say it. Yeah. This new guy who apparently... I heard whispers of it was going to be a little more horror.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was going to be I was hoping for horror beyond more teeth. You know what I mean? I was just I know the dinosaurs will look cool. And
I thought it would be like Aliens or something.
Yeah. I mean, they were really pimping out the fact that obviously it's shot in IMAX, so that's cool, great. They were talking about how the dinosaurs were a lot of practical effects. They built a lot of animatronics, and that was cool. The whole...
I read nothing about this film beyond that.
I mean, if you follow Chris Pratt on any social media, you're going to see a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
Again, much like in Lost World, the scene where they have a raptor on the operation table and they're trying to fix him up, exact same scene.
Yeah.
That was really cool because they built a real dinosaur and it looked, legit because it was a physical thing.
Really
so
cool,
amazing, but that's not.
Of course, that's not why we go to the films.
That's not why. Yeah, the thing that made Jurassic Park great was obviously it was revolutionary in a visual effects realm of things, and that was cool. But that's not what made it stick.
Yeah.
It didn't stick because it looked good. It stuck because it was a great idea done well. This was a half decent idea to begin with that just went off the rails. 10 minutes in.
100%.
It's like 10 minutes in, all the explosions begin, and I thought, okay, once the three of them leave the island, or the five of them, I guess, leave the island, and you see that silhouette of, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, chapter over. Now show me something new. And I was like, here's a game of Cluedo in the big scary mansion where the Gotham villains are meeting in the basement and talking about selling dinosaurs. I was like, okay, but
fair enough.
That's where it didn't continue the conversation about the
Actually,
theme.
I completely understand because there were two or three scenes that kind of spoke which brought back the theme for me, but I kind of liked. One was the fact that, I actually kind of like how the Jurassic Park movies have evolved, being the operative word. But the idea that, which is very similar to AI films or films with robots in them. That robots used to be the villains of the piece and, the machines used to be the bad guys, and now we've become very sympathetic to them. And humans have become the bad guys. Very similarly, I feel like this movie kind of does that a lot more because there's that scene where, the villain, he says that, you guys are trying to protect these animals, but you were the one who kind of marketed them.
Right.
You put them in a park.
Sure.
You try to give them, you try to train them and make them a beast of burden, basically, and, try to, get them to do your work.
Yeah.
So you guys are not any better than all of us are. And the small little girl is a clone so she's literally a product of this entire experimentation.
Right.
So I thought there were a few ideas that were... You're right. They did not bring those ideas back and make that the core of the film.
Like you've specified a very poignant moment, but I think that there are a tiny handful of them which don't justify the 2-hour plus experience.
It was long.
It was long because it's like... It was generic popcorn for 80% of it, and then every now and again there'd be one or two lines like that and one or two WTF moments, which are great for continuing the franchise, but that's not why I'm in that seat for the franchise. I'm in it for this particular story, which you've deemed worthy for these 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that story was just not...
What was the hardest sell for you in this film? I don't know.
I face-palmed hard at the kid...
the
cloning thing, because the thing is, once that is the topic, dinosaurs, I couldn't care less about your dinosaurs because now you've gone so far in as far as ethical conversations are concerned. I was like, if we're talking about cloning the sheep, like Dolly the sheep, but you're saying you can clone my brother or something for me, I'm like, I don't care about your damn sheep.
Well, you can clone a person, right? We have a law against it.
Hang on, are we talking about
really
real life?
In real life?
Okay, is that a thing?
Well, if we can clone a sheep, you can clone a human. We just aren't allowed to do it.
Right, okay, yeah, so, okay, if that's the case, I'm much more interested in the person conversation than the sheep conversation.
Oh, sure.
So now the fact that there are dinosaurs roaming free, yes, there's plenty of fodder there for you to like make the next movie different and cool, which I don't think they will.
I'm good.
But I'm just going to be thinking the entire time.
You can clone a person now?
Yes, like shoot the damn dinosaurs, kill all of them, kill Blue for all I give a damn. Because look, if you can make people, and we know that you've been successful at making dinosaurs several times, let's put the dinosaur topic on hold for like the next several years and focus on this human thing, and call it Human Park, like call it People Park, People Kingdom, or just Kingdom, or just a park, because it's like if you've gone so far ahead in the chain of things that you've completely redacted all bow that you give to the dinosaurs.
For me, the hardest sell I think was John Hammond had a friend.
Yeah, that was my God.
I didn't get that at all. Like for me, I mean, I was just like, no, he didn't. We didn't hear about Lockwood and the fact that he, I was just like, oh, they were obviously trying to make a new Hammond-ish type character. I was like, no, you can't. That's
Here's the thing. The tropes of Jurassic Park with like this, like you said, the little girl.
Yeah.
You need to have like the one guy who's gonna like play the Indiana Jones throughout the film. And then now old man with a walking stick who's grandparent to said kid.
Yeah.
These tropes are not necessary enough. Like how like in a Star Wars movie, you need a lightsaber. You need to have
one franchise is way popular than the other.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like Jurassic Park is cool because of dinosaurs, and it ends there. It's cool because of dinosaurs, and then people like the John Hammond character. We like what he's built, and we like the legacy of it. But that doesn't necessitate that every movie needs to have
a character like that.
Literal copycat of John Hammond.
Yeah,
old man lying dead in a bed who has millions of dollars and is the reason that the dinosaurs exist. It could be other people, or it could be something completely unrelated.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't have to. I'm saying that every franchise doesn't need to maintain so dear
to
every little detail that continued it.
That's true.
So
let me ask you this question, Jishnu, and we'll close this segment with that, which is, do dinosaurs not do dinosaurs need to exist, that we've gone past that, but does the Jurassic Park franchise need to end?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's good, right? Like they've done enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, like, what's next? Are you gonna like make Godfather 5 through 8 and just like?
That's true. Some franchises just really do need to end.
Yeah, like it's fine to let the past die.
let the past die.
We're good.
Okay, interesting.
You can keep like everybody loves dinosaurs. Keep dinosaurs a thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with a dinosaur fight.
But not every dinosaur on this planet has to belong to John Hammond.
Well, now it certainly does not.
Yeah, I guess not.
Okay, cool. We'll take a short break and we'll come back and talk about our favorite Jurassic Park moments.
Long, long ago, not in Bethlehem, but in a place nearby, there was a wonderful birth of a huge show, which I like to call Cyrus Says. A show that encapsulates everything in human history, from the first Homo sapien to the last Homo sapien. Who's traversed the entire world and then come back to India. This is a show which tells you everything about everything. If you want to know, avoid Google, come to us. It's called Cyrus Says. Get new episodes every Monday and Thursday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts from. It's simple as A, B, oh God, what comes after that?
All right, we're back. We're talking about Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. It fell short.
Are we still talking about Jurassic World?
No, I just thought we'd talk about Jurassic Park, the franchise. Since we both now think that we can end this franchise, both you and I, we can singularly, try and end it as Geek Fruit. But obviously there's going to be a sequel. So first question, what do you think, if there is a sequel, how do you think they can salvage this franchise? Or where do you think they could have gone in this film itself?
Let me throw a question back at you. Did you sit through the end credit scene?
There's an end credit scene?
Aha!
I thought so. I was exiting and I asked Naveen, is there? He said no.
Oh no. Why did they do this? I'm so glad I didn't though, but go ahead.
You know how much I hate intermissions, right?
Okay.
So the one benefit of the intermission in this movie was that it gave me an excuse to leave the theater for a second. I was like, great, I need a pause from this movie because god damn it.
Okay.
In said time, I Googled.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, crap. I have to now sit through this damn thing for the end credits.
All right, so what was it, Jishnu? Go ahead.
Oh, venture a guess. I would love...
Blue goes and...
No.
Okay.
I'll give you 3 guesses. I'll cut you off the minute you wander
Is
from...
Sam Neill in it?
No.
Is Jeff Goldblum
No.
in it? Chris Pratt?
No.
Jesus. Somebody we've seen
Here's a
before.
hint. No humans in it.
It's the T-Rex.
What's the dinosaur doing? It's not a T-Rex.
It's the Indominus Rex.
It's no dinosaur you're familiar with.
The sea dinosaur?
No, it's a generic dinosaur. Okay, it's a pterodactyl. All right, let's
pterodactyl.
Let's play hot and cold. Okay, pterodactyl.
Okay.
Go from there.
The pterodactyl goes and lays an egg.
No, but it goes somewhere.
The top of the
Yeah, getting hotter.
Statue of Liberty.
You're close enough. It's
Empire State Building.
It's close enough. It's a pterodactyl that flies around and then lands on I think it was like Vegas or something, or like some sort of like big city nightlife kind of thing. It sits there. It goes caca, and that's about it.
What?
Yep.
Oh.
It was the most pointless
That is so
thing.
pointless.
You remember Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah.
When Cap comes and trolls the
That
audience
was
at the end?
great, though.
That was great.
That was a great
That was great
troll.
because it was like, guys, we know that we've got you, ha ha ha, and
Yeah.
okay, thanks for all your money.
Yeah.
This was, it felt to me like they were trying to undo the brainwashing that we've been trained to sit through credits for the
Yeah.
post-credit scene. They're kind of being like, yeah, so this is here, so just to make you feel bad about yourself and regretting the last 10 minutes you spent looking at these
Why
credits.
would they do something
It's-
like that? That is so
So by virtue of
shameless.
doing that, they've now asserted, all right,
There's
we're
a
a thing,
sequel, yeah.
we're a universe,
I
guys.
see.
We're gonna do this thing because we're bringing characters back from 5 movies ago, whenever the hell we feel like it, for one scene,
Yeah.
for all of 20 lines of dialogue, because we can.
20 good lines, though.
Sure.
I like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah,
He's
who
great.
doesn't like Jeff Goldblum? But like, I can't. What was the point of that? Nothing. It was just to like give some god voice.
Fair enough.
Basically.
What do
So,
you think they could
what
have
do I
done
think
with
is
this?
gonna happen now?
No,
What's gonna happen next, to answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, like, where could they have? I mean, I'm just trying to think. It's like either you put dinosaurs on the island or you put them on the Earth, on the rest of the Earth. Dinosaurs in Antarctica.
I think the only way forward now that Goldblum has like reinserted himself into this world, something Owen Grady and Bryce Dallas Howard are with the kid, and so they're like, okay, dinosaurs are really bad, so we have to like hope that
So-
the military can keep that under check.
Correct. Do you
without
think it's going to be
killing
like
them.
a Walking Dead style world? Like in the next movie, cut to like 10 years from now. Like it should
Oh.
cut to like 10, 15 years from now. And dinosaurs are a real threat. Like it's almost like we live with another species that is trying to kill us. And,
No, I don't think that you can do
You
that.
think that's what they would do?
No, I don't think they'd even get that far because I mean the thing is if humans wanted to kill the dinosaurs, unlike the apes who are free will thinking, intelligent enough that they can create shelter, they can run away to places they know where they'll be safe.
Right.
Dinosaurs will they're just really big dogs,
Yeah.
They're even dumber than dogs. So I mean like
Whoa.
no, aren't they? like
Yeah, as in...
they're- I would
don't
think
know.
that a
Yeah,
dog
because-
might be smarter than a
Yeah, of course, because
Yeah.
it's a more evolved species.
Yeah, so it's the thing is like if you had to like round up every single canine in the world, you could do it if you like really wanted to. And in the same way, if you really wanted to like eradicate the world of all these dinosaurs, it might like cost a lot of lives if you had to like nuke a city.
But you
But
don't
if
think they're going to
could.
populate and they're going to like...
No.
The dinosaurs? Yeah, of course they're going to. That's the whole point,
Because
right?
I
Like-
think that because while Velociraptor A is porking Velociraptor B, somebody's going to notice and call up animal control, be like, yo guys, I think there's some dinosaur porking going on.
But
and
I
then,
think-
and then the military will come and then like trank them, shoot them, do something.
Oh, I was under the impression that that's what the ending was surmising. Like, it was basically
No.
saying that now
It
we
undid.
live in a Jurassic world,
No.
literally, where dinosaurs just coexist with humans.
If they did pull that off, and if they did try to sell us on that rather, then I'd need a hell of a good reason for that.
Oh, I'm sure.
To let them survive long enough. Because like if you look at Lost World, right, it didn't go very long before.
There was only one dinosaur.
Yeah.
And there was one dinosaur by itself who
Right.
can't mate
Right.
with another dinosaur.
Yeah.
Here's like a ton
So-
of dinosaurs who can mate, who can repopulate.
Yeah.
And you know what would be a perfect ending to this movie franchise? I got it. Okay, guys,
Okay.
hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check this out. An asteroid comes and hits the Earth. That would be divine justice.
But it's
And finally
it's an
we can-
asteroid from Independence Day. And so then you get a universe crossover.
Yeah.
And you get a character crossover. Because Jeff Goldblum
Correct.
is David, whatever his last name is, from Independence Day.
You just want Harvey Firestein
I just really want Harvey Firestein
to come into this universe. All right, cool. Hey, name your favorite Jurassic Park moment from all the franchises, from all the
mean,
movies.
so-
Yes.
All of my favorite moments will be in the first one.
Yes.
I love the first one is in my
It's a
top
classic.
5 movies of all time.
I think we spoke about this, but when
Several
they
times.
re-released it in 3D, it holds
Yep.
up so
oh my
well.
God.
Oh my
I
God.
saw it
so
in IMAX
Yeah.
when it came out in 3D, and
Yeah.
that was just
amazing.
divine. Favorite moments? I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess maybe.
Or just one. Or what's your favorite?
Oh, just the
your
first
favorite?
time
You
Sam
see it
Neill
as-
and Laura don't see the Brontosaurus.
Yeah, that's a
Just
great moment.
yeah.
Janam, do you have a favorite moment?
I don't remember watching Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Saw it many years ago, but from this last movie, I would say a moment that made me really sad was
Oh.
when they're leaving the island.
Of course, yeah. Actually, that was a good moment. That was a good moment.
I almost shed a tear.
Yeah, 8 year. I think my favorite moment has been this one that I found out, retrospectively, like much later on, which is, there's a scene where they say that, hey, we have kept it very safe for them to not repopulate and basically mate with each other, because we've kept only males over there in this sanctuary, and until one of the males changes its sex and becomes a female and then can start giving birth and things like that.
Wait, how, like that fish?
Like a frog.
Like that fish in
Yeah.
Blue Planet, yes, that we
Oh.
saw. Yeah, it does happen. So and
It's a frog, especially in this case.
yeah.
It's because of the frog.
It's because of the frog, yeah.
genome.
And basically because they've they've used different animals to kind of rethread the DNA to make sure it kind of works as a dinosaur. And so Jeff Goldblum's character kind of warns them about this, saying that life always finds a way, and that even if you have two females, they'll still, they'll still find a way to repopulate. And then later on, right at the beginning of the film, there's a beautiful moment that just demonstrates this, is when they're in the helicopter and everybody is kind of putting on their seatbelts, and Dr. Grant
Takes the female
has
ends
two
of seatbelts.
has two female ends of seatbelts, and he's like, everyone's laughing at him, but what he does, he just takes both of them and he ties them up, and it's like a perfect answer to the whole life finds a way thing. I thought it was brilliant. I didn't even realize that was a thing until much later on. So I think that's one of my favorite moments for sure. So cool. Fallen Kingdom fell short of expectations. We didn't have many to begin with, but it was still...
Also, I didn't watch the trailer, which is a great decision.
Yeah, always a good decision never to watch the trailer. Best one is to not watch the first movie itself, Jurassic World.
But you kept telling me to watch it,
I
though.
told you to watch it, yeah, if you wanted to experience the full experience, which is not saying much. Having said that, let us know what you thought about Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and many the other Jurassic Park films as well. Tell us what's your favorite moment, what do you like about them, what do you not like, and do you think it's time for the Jurassic franchise to finally end? Let us know. Contact geekfruit@gmail.com is our email address.
Baby T-Rex prequel. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, prequel, yeah.
I think that might just happen.
Okay, and and you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at GeekFruitHQ. And yeah, cool. Thanks, guys, for being on the episode. And we'll see.
So
you.
BD Wong would be like the Miyagi.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
And bring back Samuel L. Jackson.
So T-Rex could have like a Padawan.
So you can hold
like
on to
the
your
ponytail.
butts. Sorry.
Right?
All right.
Padawan ponytail. On a
Bye,
T-Rex.
everyone.
That's cute.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Millions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work, and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.